Welcome to Hammer Nails It. This is episode 12, season 2. Season 2, episode 12. With me on my right is my faithful companion and the production manager of our show, Miss Renee Nay.
Hello.
And on my left is Uncle Steve.
Hello, everybody.
I don't know if we could do a show without him.
That's right. That's right. That's right.
Okay.
Thanks everybody for tuning in. Look at that. Look at how nice that picture's made. Look at that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
beautiful.
kinda cool. Kinda cool. Well, if you want to reach us, my cell phone is available. You can call me on my cell phone. It is hooked up and tied into Soundtrack. So we can get you online if you'd like to call in. I don't know if anybody has my cell phone number. But if you do, you can call in and we'll put you on our show.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's nice.
Should I give my number out?
No, I don't think so.
No, I don't think so either.
Yeah.
Because then I need somebody calling me later on.
Right.
But if you have it, you feel free to call.
Right. Exactly. We like that.
Yeah, it's awesome. Well, we have a lot to talk about today.
We do. I got a whole pad. You've got a whole pad. All right.
I just want to talk about our awesome permanent outside lights.
Oh yes. Yes.
We have to go online and figure out how to get it to be like 4th of July or Easter or something like that. They do have built-in lighting programs, lighting formats.
Yes.
But we need to find one that's specifically for the 4th of July. You know, the like blue kind of chasing or whatever,
Yeah.
or program one.
Yeah. We're gonna do some research on
Yeah, I mean, we got one that's kind of Eastery going right now.
that. Right.
And then St. Patrick's Day was really easy. That was green.
Yep.
Valentine's Day was really easy. That was pink.
Yep.
So
Red. Red.
red or
Red.
pink, whatever. Same,
Yeah,
of the,
yeah.
same of the thing. Everybody gets the idea. when
Now
you-
we're like yellow and gold, and then now we got it's tracking. It's like changing all different.
it shoots a red dart with an orange dart, and then it goes to kind of like a yellow and kind of like to a light blue, which is kind of Easter colors. So that's what I've been kind of doing.
Yep.
Kind of. But we really like our permanent outside lights. Uncle Steve, he didn't even help me out put them up. I put them up myself. We have some more to put up a little bit higher.
And we will
Yeah.
put them up.
And then on the deck.
Yeah, she got some what do you call it, the solar powered lights
Yeah.
that they're going to
Solar
on the deck.
Yeah. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So, but okay, so that's what I wanted to talk about. That was my favorite thing. I just really like our exterior permanent lighting.
Oh yeah, we've been buying all kinds of stuff on Temu and putting it out on the yard, and we got all kinds of solar lights on trees, and
Oh, they're beautiful.
the
Temu.
whole backyard is decked out.
You're gonna get it now before the tariffs. hit.
Yeah, exactly. Before the tariffs go up, we're getting them every day. We got stuff coming.
So Uncle Steve is all kind of excited about putting up the other section.
Yes, yes, I'm ready to do it. Yeah.
Yeah, it'll look nice. It'll
Gonna
look
be
nice.
pretty.
Yeah.
Gonna be nice.
Yeah. Well, that leads me into the next thing, which is my tip of the day, also trending right now, is fake flowers.
Oh, the ones outside.
Big,
Oh.
big thing, fake flowers.
Yeah,
now.
we're so hip. We're so.
We're so hip, I guess. So
We're on the trend.
we started putting fake flowers in last year.
Yeah.
Near the end of the season because stuff had died, and we go to Michigan in the summer a lot, so we're not always here, and we don't want to keep asking people to come water the flowers.
We
you know,
water our flowers.
we do have a system on the garden, so it continues to water while we're gone. We try to put those sticks in there and water and stuff, but stuff just dies. So we started buying the fake flowers, and then this last week I found the fake flowers that hang
hang over. They
over.
literally hang over the pot. They look like
Right.
they're live plants. and
So they
hang
look
over.
like the hanging pot
Yeah.
ones.
Yep.
Yeah.
So last week they had them for 70% off at Michael's. So Stephen and I, we did a killing and bought a whole bunch of
Bought
them.
a whole bunch.
Oh,
we need
Yeah,
some
we
more.
bought the red, the white, and the blue
We need
like
more.
we normally do, and we're gonna put more in there, and we're gonna fill that thing up. And from the street, when you drive by, it looks like
Oh,
real
they're
flowers.
beautiful.
Looks
They
like
Really nice.
totally look real. No one knows unless they're
Yeah.
close up, and everybody's doing it.
Yeah, that was
You
the
can buy
thing that
this
got me.
package deal right now on TikTok. I think it's $20 or something, and you get 6 bunches of flowers. And this lady showed how she filled up a whole flower pot in her, really big one, like on your entryway, like we got. She just filled it up with like 2 packages, and she still had 3 packages left that she could use all over her yard.
And that's
Yeah.
what's funny is that it's trending now. That's what everybody's doing.
Yeah,
all of a sudden.
everybody's showing them.
Yeah,
So
but
Like,
if
well,
you-
we
I
started
will
last
take
year.
a picture and show everybody on Facebook, so you can
Yes,
see the
I mean
end
they
result.
are
'Cause
beautiful.
they're amazing. I mean,
Amazing.
they look totally real. And now they're selling them where they're UV safe and they're waterproof. So those are the ones Steve and I bought.
Yeah, they won't
Uncle
fade in the
They
sun.
No,
don't fade. They
no.
don't die.
No,
Nothing.
and they were like $3.
Yeah,
it
it's
wasn't
pretty.
like breaking the bank or anything.
Another one you have to get before the tariffs kick in.
Yeah.
But if you're out this way in Shorewood, you should come past the house and see it.
Yeah,
They're
Gorgeous.
beautiful.
pretty
They're
soon we're going to be able to see
beautiful.
our house from outer space during
Right.
the
Yes,
summer.
yes.
all
Yeah,
the
maybe when-
lights.
Maybe when I go out of
Lights.
space, I can see it from there.
The other thing that is trending too is this winter soling. Has anybody heard of this winter
Winter
soling?
soul.
What
So
is
what you
that?
do is now, because it's starting to warm up, but it's not cold, it's not warm enough to plant outside yet. You do this thing called winter soling. So what you do is you take a Ziploc bag, you put about 2 inches of dirt on the bottom, and then
Yes.
you fill it with your seeds of your wildflowers, whatever, and then you drizzle, you water it, and then you're going to close up the Ziploc bag, but leave the corner of the Ziploc bag open.
Oh yeah. You showed
Okay.
me this.
Yeah.
Then you put them outside, and you're supposed to get a dowel rod or something to that effect, and you poke a hole through the bag, and you clip all the bags in a row on your dowel rods so that they stand up and don't fall over when it's windy out. And from now until May, every time it rains or before it snowed, if you wanted to do it even earlier than March, it will automatically water the flowers inside and cause it like a greenhouse effect. And so then when May comes, all you do is open the bag and put it right in the ground, and the plant's all ready to go.
It's pretty cool.
So
That's
I
pretty
did
cool.
buy
It's
some
kinda like
flowers,
starting your
I'm
little-
gonna try it and
Why
on a
not?
few and see what happens. But this lady, there's all kinds of views on it, TikTok and on YouTube of people doing it.
Right.
There's like actual farmers that do it too different ways. So yeah, so I'm gonna try it, and
See how it works.
I'll give you guys
Yeah.
updates of
Yeah.
how it's going on our next podcast if I see some like flowering.
Now, where is the
look like-
place that we got our seedlings from last year? What was the name
Okay,
of that place?
it is called Worldhoffs, or it's WOLDHUIF. It's a German name, but they call it Sunrise,
Sunrise. Right.
and it's in Grant Park, Illinois.
It is Grant Park, Illinois.
Yeah, Grant Park, Illinois.
It's not in Grant Park. It is Grant.
Yeah, Grant Park.
It is huge.
Yeah, it's a huge place,
Wow.
and we went there last year, and I mean they got every kind of plant, every kind of flower.
And everything we got from them really did very well.
Yeah, amazing stuff and cheap. Like
Yeah.
we're talking, you could get a huge starter tomato plant, and they have like probably 30 different kinds of tomatoes.
Mhm,
Some that I
mhm.
never even heard of, for
Yes.
like $2.25 for a quart.
And they were the bigger ones. They
Yeah,
weren't the little
two and a
guys.
quarter for a quart. You
Yeah.
go get those half that size at Home Depot. You're talking $5. $5 for the same
A
plant.
beautiful plant.
And the
And
plants
these
are
are
better.
grown
Yeah.
on this farm, so you know the soil's good, whatever. But it's all divided. The place is divided. Like if you got a pond in your backyard and you want to put, water plants in there, you go to this section, and it's everything in that section is water plants. If you want perennials, and then even when you want perennials, it's broken up by like these type of perennials, that type of perennials, bushes, and I mean everything. You can't. We were there, I think, 4 hours or
It was
something,
enormous.
Wow.
and we didn't even get through a quarter of it.
We didn't even get through part of it. It was
And
great. And
The
everyone
people
like,
outside, it was packed. We had to park way down,
Way
and
down.
we had to wait for a cart because there were so many people getting there.
Unbelievable.
And-
I mean,
and
it's
I just-
amazing.
The one thing I want to point out and stress more than anything is every one of those plants that we got from them did extremely well.
Mhm.
Because I got some tomato plants from another location, and they didn't do as well as the ones we got. from
No,
this
no. This
No.
we had cucumbers and peppers like we never
Oh.
had before.
place. Yeah.
Big
Like
ones.
we usually buy the bell pepper plants, and we'll get a couple of them. Every couple weeks, I had peppers.
Right.
They were great,
Yeah,
We
we've
had
and a
planted
so
big
before.
size
Yeah.
too.
We've planted peppers before where we only got 1 or 2 peppers off.
Yeah.
But this year we got a couple of peppers, and then a week later there were a couple more peppers, and then a week later there were a couple more peppers. The only thing, what we did not get last year, we did out of our garden was I planted hot peppers. I planted jalapenos.
Oh, because the rabbit got in
the
there and
rabbit
ate them.
got the plant.
They
Yeah.
ate the top of them.
Yeah,
Right.
They ate the whole plant all the way down to the root. And I
Mhm.
was like, they didn't touch the peppers.
So we are definitely putting some marigolds. There's another tip. put marigolds around your your plants because they don't like the smell
They
and
like
they
No.
won't come and bother.
No, they're rabbits
it-
bad.
It also helps them
A
grow.
friend of mine also suggested we planted some watermelon. I don't know if the watermelon would do that well over there.
Oh, I don't know. I don't know because that spreads out. It's kind of like
It would, yeah. You have
it's
to
kind
have
of
a-
like pumpkins.
Yeah.
Rachel's cousins, they grow pumpkins every year, and they have the most beautiful garden
Yeah.
in Brookfield. And we would go in October and actually pick pumpkins out of their yard because they had
Pumpkins, right.
so many.
That's something.
And they did the watermelons and all that too, but because they
They grow.
they grow and
They
they-
wouldn't be planted in our garden so much as we.
right.
We'd have to find out if the rabbits like the
Right.
As a rule they don't like the vines.
No,
Right.
no, they
So
don't.
we'd have to
no.
plant them in a place where the vines can spread out.
Yeah,
I
And
was
they stay away
I was
from
thinking
them.
underneath that south side of the deck.
maybe.
Yeah, but we'd have to find out if they like the shade or they
Right.
like sun.
Right. But we can always build like a box there too and just like build it up a little bit so then the rabbits aren't like
Go up,
The
Yeah.
try
rabbits
to get up
climb
and
the
yeah,
damn fence.
climb
Yeah.
that fence.
yeah, we'll have
They
to
don't-
Oh, them rabbits, really something.
The rabbits are eating everything.
We didn't get no hot peppers this hill.
last year.
Last year. not this
So
year.
we'll try if anybody's got other suggestions.
You know, we plan on redoing
We
the
tried an
garden.
owl in there. We had the lights that flicker, which our
Mhm.
neighbors got upset about because we had it turned up a little bit too much and it just kept making all these noises. Beep, 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 beep.
Yeah.
It was working, but it was too noisy.
Yeah,
was
but
way too
see,
noisy,
They,
yeah,
they
yeah.
don't like that.
Our poor neighbor Debbie leaves her window open, you know, at crack when to get some fresh air, and she heard this beeping.
She's like, what the hell? is
She's
going on?"
like, we got to turn that down. So
And it wasn't that it was like really loud. It just wasn't the greatest.
yeah,
thing in
and the
world.
No,
lights
no.
flickered and stuff, but it did not keep them awake.
Yeah, well, the
It
lights,
did when it
because
was
the
turned on.
lights.
It did when
It
it
was
was turned on.
turned
But when we turned it down, it didn't work anymore.
It didn't work.
Well, the
Yeah,
problem is
what-
you gotta be polite to the neighbors.
What actually light up the eyes
Eyes.
light up?
It's like shaped like an owl's head.
Yeah, it looks
Oh,
like
they
an
don't
owl.
like them.
It looks like an owl. But
They didn't like it when it was turned up loud.
yeah,
And we plan on making the garden a little bit bigger. Maybe we can plant more.
Maybe a little bit
More
bigger.
and we're
vegetables, yes,
gonna throw in
yes.
some.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get a bunch of worms, and then also I'm gonna get worm casing. You buy that at
Worm casing.
Yeah.
What
you-
is
it-
worm casing?
It's like soil that had the worms in it, and they sell it at the like farms, and you mix that in with your regular soil. It's like a compost.
Okay.
Yeah, and it helps them start good. And it's good, gives them a lot of nutrients. They also say to plant banana leaves, banana
Peels.
peels
Peels.
in with your tomatoes. Yeah.
Banana peels and eggshells.
Yeah, with your tomato. And I did a fermentation last year with the eggshells, and you just blend them in the blender, and then you do it and you pour it in there, and it's really good. It's really good for the soil. So.
Yeah.
So
And-
now's the time, everyone. If you're going to be composting or getting your gardens ready, start throwing that stuff in there.
Start thinking about it.
Start throwing in your eggshells, your banana peels, your coffee grounds, and just keep mixing that soil up. And
It's the
you'll
planting.
have some
The planting
beautiful-
moon.
Some beautiful.
By the way, I looked it up.
plants.
The full moon is the 12th
Okay. good.
tomorrow.
12.
Tomorrow.
Yeah, yeah.
Tomorrow. So it is. Remember, I told you it's not. It's either just getting ready to be completely full, or it's just been completely
Sure,
Yeah.
sure.
Because we were out tonight at Flight.
Yeah.
We were
Like,
doing Singo.
oh, we had
had a
so
great
many
crowd,
people.
and it
We
was
have a
crazy.
big crowd.
They were crazy.
Mike, how many people you saying?
95.
95.
Yeah, 95 people
Almost
today,
100
singing
people.
and everything. They were so
Oh.
excited.
The sing along is always a lot of fun.
And they had the garage doors open today to get fresh air. So.
Yeah, we had to close them. It got a little chilly.
They're
Yeah.
kind of chilly.
Yeah.
They want us to play longer, but we got a schedule we have to go
It's
by.
not about a schedule, Steve. We play until 9 o'clock.
I
After
know,
9
but
o'clock,
some
we're done.
people like,
Why is this a problem for you?
Mhm.
9 o'clock, we're done.
no, I know, but some of the people say,
Actually,
oh, how about play
9
long?
No,
9:30.
we don't get paid for longer. and
No.
we're not
9:30
supposed
we're
to
done.
play.
9:30, that's
Yeah,
the
we're
cutoff.
done.
Yeah, we're done.
Yeah.
And we, as it was, we played to 9:37 almost.
Yeah.
Yes, I
yeah.
mean, we went over.
And Uncle Steve's like, we're playing another. No, we're
No,
not playing
we
another.
ain't playing another one.
Right.
And
Okay.
you do this to me every week.
Yeah,
I-
exactly.
But
Every
some-
week, we're playing
some-
another. No, we're not. We're
I know
done.
some
Look at,
people
look at
really
the
like
watch.
it.
I don't
I
care
know.
what. It's wonderful if people like it. Leave them wanting more.
That's right.
That's
Then they'll
right.
come
Wanting
next
more.
week.
Next
I want
week.
you to look at your watch, and if
Yes.
it's ever past the time that we're supposed to be there,
That's
we're
it.
not starting another game. Don't
Okay.
ask.
Okay,
Yeah.
I'm
All
gonna throw
right.
you in the lake.
All right, all
Yeah,
right.
I want to know about if you can put orange peels in the garden. That's
Okay,
what I'm
we
kind
were
of concerned
talking-
about.
Are we
that.
done with the garden?
I guess we're done with the garden,
Oh,
but I don't
okay.
know. I don't know. I check on
No,
that
I'm
for you.
only curious to know.
I'll check on it. I would think. I mean, it is
Yeah.
a fresh fruit. A
Yeah.
fruit. I wouldn't think it would hurt anything.
We should try
Let's
that,
ask,
baby.
Let's ask
Well,
Google.
Yeah.
Let's not ask Google.
Why not?
I'll find out later. I'm not gonna ask Google.
No,
Google knows everything.
No, no,
No.
not asking Google.
no.
Why not?
I'll find out because we're on a podcast. and
The
we're not-
podcast, it's taped in, so if
No,
I talk to it,
no,
it'll
we're
work.
good. We're good. Okay, what
She
do we
doesn't
got?
think that using Google is
Yeah, what do we got next?
What do you got next?
the helicopter crash.
Oh,
Yeah,
the helicopter crash.
I'm very upset about this. I mean, they gotta start checking the helicopters.
Oh, that's the first helicopter.
No,
I
it's
mean, it's
not.
been the planes. It's been the
The
planes
helicopter
lately.
crashed into the damn airplane in Washington D.C.
Oh, that's right. That military helicopter.
That's right. But
Yes, that's right. I'm sorry, I forgot about that.
yeah,
I don't know if that was about maintenance.
Yeah,
no.
yeah. This
But
one.
I
don't
think this one about maintenance. They gotta check. Sure,
The
they went up
blade.
6 times. They went up.
The
But-
blade spun off of the top of the helicopter
Oh.
and kept going, and then the helicopter fell like a rock.
Oh,
Oh,
jeez.
Terrible.
Oh,
That thing flew.
oh, that's
It was a
terrible.
family of 5 on board, and they were sightseeing. It was a horrible crash.
No, that's terrible.
Horrible crash. I
I'm
think-
very upset for the people. I
I don't-
feel sorry for
I
them.
don't know. I don't know if the FAA is supposed to inspect these things, if they're supposed to be checked by the government at all. I don't know what the scenario is, but it's a horrible thing, and there sure have been a lot of air crashes lately. I know that.
Yeah.
I know that did you hear the 2 airplanes that hit in O'Hare or Midway Airport? They hit each
Oh.
other. They were on the
Yes.
ground,
Yes.
and the 2 planes hit each other, the wings.
Mm.
So they
Yeah.
hit everybody.
Well,
got
that's
it.
a very tight runway. I mean, I just flew in there a couple weeks ago.
I'm
and
not
I-
talking about on
coming
the
da-
runway. We're
coming
not-
down, I was my heart because like there's just so many planes coming in and out, and there's only so much space, and you're like, ugh.
We're not talking about on the runway. These did
Oh.
not hit each other on the runway. They hit each other at the terminal. The 2 wings clipped each other on the ground while the plane was sitting there.
Oh,
The 2 wings hit each other.
Yeah, I don't think the town.
was he turning or something?
I don't know. One of them was moving and one of them wasn't.
Well, that's what I'm saying. There's not a lot of space there.
They
Landing,
weren't
going
landing.
up, it
They
doesn't
weren't
matter.
landing. They weren't going up. They were sitting still. They were loading and docking the people on board. And then one of the wings hit one of the other wings. Both of the planes were then officially grounded. They took everybody off of the planes and they replaced the planes.
Yeah.
And I don't know whatever happened to the plane. But
Well, it had to have moved into the tarmac.
it was on the tarmac.
Yeah.
They were in the terminal.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Terminal.
I'm telling you, landing or being on the ground doesn't matter. There's not a lot of space there.
No, when you're landing and you're coming in, you're on the tarmac. That's different. than
Okay,
when
but I'm
you're-
saying once you get in, even when you land, and then you start taxiing in.
it goes corner.
You're
to corner.
going this way, and this guy's going this way. There's not that much space.
No, I
because there's not a lot of
I
runways
understand
to
that, but
come
they-
in, come out.
I'm
to-
surprised the pilots don't have directions.
They get it from the tower where to go.
Yeah, well, okay, then the towel.
Well, the
then
tower doesn't have as many people as they used to.
No,
I know why.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
I don't know if that was a factor or not.
Yeah, I don't know.
I
I'm
don't
just
know.
saying
And I
that,
don't
that
want to
is
say
one
that it's a factor, but I do
No.
want to say that these 2 planes were on the ground and they hit each other. The tips of the wings hit each other.
Yeah.
And that definitely caused a little bit of issue for
Yeah.
the
Yes,
planes.
the
it's
bad
a-
issue.
And they
Yeah.
had to redirect the planes. They had to take the
Mhm.
planes out of service, and then they had to take the people off of the planes and put them into other planes.
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
that's a job.
Yeah, it was a mess. I believe it was 2. I believe it was 2 Delta.
Mm.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Does it say anything how much damage? I didn't hear
No, they
nothing.
just took the planes out of service.
Oh,
Yeah.
gee.
So you're not
Shame.
supposed to hit the wing of an airplane. I mean,
No.
you're flying,
No,
hit the wing of an airplane, you'll fly in the air, and the wing will fall off.
Right. You don't want that.
You know,
No.
that would be
No,
icky bad.
That
No.
would be bad.
That would
No.
be a crash of monumental, kind of like the
Mhm.
stock market crash of monumental.
Yeah. Well, the thing is I grew up in the Downers Grove, Darien, Hinsdale area.
Mhm.
And last week it was shocking that there's this teacher at Downers, I think it's Downers South.
I heard down there south.
Yeah, that assaulted a student, and the mother found out because
Sexually
she read the text on her son's phone of this woman. So they drove.
I believe that's the high school that my nephews go to.
They,
Oh, yeah.
They drove out, and they got They got her right on the road and arrested her right there in the car, I think. She's saying she's been framed, you know, whatever.
Arrested
But,
her?
yeah, they arrested her, I think, with her husband and everything in the car.
Oh, boy.
And she was like, why are they pulling us over, kind of thing. So, yeah, so I feel bad for the down south students, and I'm sorry that that happened. And
It's not the one that I heard about.
it's what'd you hear?
I heard about some guy that was taking advantage of a female student sexually.
No, it was a woman. It was a woman.
No, I heard
It
about
was
a
a
guy.
teacher. No,
I
it
heard
was
about
a,
a guy teacher.
no, it was a girl teacher.
There must be two.
There might
Not
be
at the
there
same
might-
school.
there-
I'm telling you, it was a woman.
Now, if I were able to use Google, I would be able to find out and get you the correct answers, and we can talk about this. But there was
Yes.
a guy that was arrested.
Yes, yes, I think they're a guy. I don't think they're a girl.
I was
don't know.
shocked because I was like thinking it was going to be a man, and it happened to be a woman. That's how it stuck in my mind.
There was
But
an
it was a woman.
episode. There was
All right, I'm going to let you Google it.
See, look at that.
I'm
Okay.
going to let you Google it this
I
time.
want to Google it.
There was an
Oh,
episode of George Lopez where the teacher was a female, and then she sexually assaulted one of her students, and everybody
Shame.
was like, she sexually assaulted him, and the son was like, and she killed him. And he's like, no, he sexually assaulted her. It's like, and that's bad because.
All right, Friday.
Okay, well, you guys talking about? I'm looking it up.
Yeah, I like to know the truth.
While we're
He's
looking that
there.
up, the next thing is I want to congratulate Justin Bieber for his son Jack Blue. He looks so cute on TikTok and Instagram and all that. He just looks like a cute little baby.
Oh,
So
boy.
excited.
Yeah.
And our friend Carl and Debbie had a granddaughter, Tiffany and Robert. Congratulations to Isabella. And
Isabella.
she was 6 pounds. And I got to hold her last week. She's a little tiny little peanut. So
Oh,
Hinsdale Central. The
So
teacher got
cute.
6 years for sexually harassing a 16-year-old.
Oh, okay, so that was a different school.
Okay,
all
then.
right, so it's a totally different thing. Yeah. Well, my friend Melanie went to Hinsdale Central. So I went to
What is
South.
Justin Bieber's new baby's name?
I said Jack Blue.
Jack Blues Bieber.
Yeah,
Jack
that's his
Bieber.
name. Yeah,
There you go.
I got it written down. Yeah,
Jack Blues Bieber.
very cute, very cute. So
He's
that
a
was
baby.
that
Babies
was
are cute, and then they grow up and they're a nightmare.
yeah, that was my Hollywood thing for the week.
Well, I made the mistake of friending a Jennifer Aniston on
Mhm.
my Facebook, and now I get like 5 different Jennifer Anistons trying to friend me every day.
Oh,
yeah.
I'm like, oh, I'm the real one. Block the other ones.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm the real one. Block the other ones. Oh, yeah. What was I thinking? Yeah, like Jennifer Aniston has the time to sit on Facebook and chat with me.
Yeah, there you go.
She's the one says, I'll give you I'm looking for somebody that's not involved in Hollywood. I'll give you a free truck and $1 million to go on a date with. And I'm sitting here thinking, you don't have to give me $1 million or a free truck. I'll go on a date with you for free.
Crazy
Okay.
scams. So I read a great book for my book club called The
Yes.
Spectacular.
Okay.
It's by Fiona Davis.
Yes.
Fabulous book. Fabulous book.
Fabulous.
Everybody in our book club could not rave enough about this book. If you could read some of her other books, they're great, but she does a lot of history and finds out a lot. Most of her books are based out of New York City. And this book happened to be a true story of a rocket and her family and a bombing that happened in New York back in, I think, 1940 when this happened. So, yeah, it was an amazing book. I learned so much about the Rockettes, so many true story type things in there, and learned a lot of history, and it was really good. So I highly recommend it if you get a
Highly
chance.
recommend it.
It's a good, it's a quick read, so I'd say it's a good read for Easter break.
Are you still doing your books on tape, or are you actually reading them?
I do both.
Oh.
I do both.
Very
Yeah.
nice.
Yep.
They're good.
Yeah.
Good.
So what do you got?
I don't know. You want to talk about the CTU and the CPS contract, I think that that's fantastic. news for the
Okay,
kids in
what,
Chicago.
what about this
Okay, go ahead.
contract? What-
Was,
what
the teachers union and
Yes,
the Chicago Public Schools have come to, Chicago Teachers Union and Chicago Public Schools have come to an agreement. They've got a contract. They're going back to work.
Oh, great.
hey,
They've got a
great,
contract for a long
about
time.
time.
Now, well, here's the problem. You have, remember when GM and Ford went on strike last year? They got 45% raises. And then that kind of comes down. They push that raise up. Now everybody's expecting to have a decent raise.
Yes.
Right.
yes.
So you get a decent raise for these people. In order to get a decent raise for these teachers, they have to come. The money comes from taxes.
Right.
Money comes from taxes, and here comes.
But
Remy.
wait a minute, for my
Hi,
taxes.
Remy here. Hello.
Oh,
There's
Remy.
Remy. She
Hi,
wants to-
Remy. Say
wants to be a
hi.
part of what's going on.
Because today
Hi,
is
Remy.
doggy day.
Today
Doggy.
is doggy day.
Remy Day.
Yes.
Oh.
Kisses. Oh, hello, baby.
Remy, a good, very good doggy.
Yes. Oh, she's coming in.
Oh,
there.
she got
Hi.
my great mama.
Oh, thank you for the
mama.
kiss.
She likes to be a part of what's going on.
Look at
She
that.
had to be in
And she
everything.
wants to show everybody her teeth. She got her teeth brushed today.
Yeah, she
Oh,
got her
they're
teeth
so
brushed, her teeth
pretty,
brushes her
Remy.
And
got her
she's all
teeth
set
is
now.
brushed, yes. Didn't you have was it chicken and liver or something like
Yeah,
that?
that one's like chicken liver,
Oh.
toothpaste. Yeah. Mhm.
Yeah, so she needed her teeth brushed. She had
She lets me do whatever.
some doggy breath for a while.
Yeah, we do teeth, we do ears, we do
Oh.
paws.
No, she does
Oh.
not like when you trim her toenails.
And we
Oh,
trim the
she don't
toenails.
like them.
Well, she used to like it, and I nipped her one time. Now she's afraid.
Oh, yeah, you
She'll still let you do it, but she's a little nervous.
go in Choopy?
I'll wipe me too.
Mommy hurt me.
Well, she pulled while I'm in the middle of stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the problem with their toenails is they're black and they're
Yeah,
and
it's
you
hard to
can't see
see.
where the nerve and the blood comes in.
Yeah.
She doesn't like when the vet does it either.
Remy, look at her. She's
She's
sleeping
sitting over
on my
she's on
bed.
your bed looking at it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got,
Okay.
but the heat blanket.
Yeah.
She
she's
liked
I
it,
like the
huh?
blanket.
Oh,
Like the blanket.
boy.
The heated blanket.
You take the whole bed.
She likes the heated floor in the garage too.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
She'll lay on the floor in the garage because it's heated.
Yeah.
So we were talking about the the Chicago Teachers Union
Yeah.
and the Chicago Public Schools coming to an agreement. And the biggest reason that they wanted a decent raise, and they,
Mhm.
the teachers union was not asking for anything unreasonable.
Mhm.
The
No.
problem is they don't have the money. So they're talking about what they got everything they wanted. They got smaller class sizes. They're bringing back librarians to the individual schools.
Yeah,
Oh, that's nice.
they're
And they got
good.
a decent raise out of it. In exchange, they're going to have to close a couple of schools down.
Mm.
Well, when you're running schools, and you don't have enough students in there.
Yeah, you have to combine.
So it was a give and a take, but they did do really well. It was a long time coming, and they got a decent contract.
Well, that's good.
Yeah, I'm happy to hear about that.
You
Mhm.
know what the contract about? I mean, what they get? Or,
I just said.
And
what
we
they-
just told you.
Are you
what they-
paying attention?
yeah, no, wait,
Well,
yeah.
no, you didn't hear us. then.
Okay, tell me what I just said.
Okay, you said about they got a big contract went through.
Right. And,
And,
what did I
and
say
what,
was
did,
in the
what, did,
contract?
what did they get in the contract?
Oh, wait, let's see.
Steve,
Yeah, okay,
you really need to pay attention
okay.
Yeah,
because
yeah,
I just said it.
yeah. We're not
They
going to
got
repeat it.
librarians at every one of the schools now.
Yes.
They all got smaller class sizes. They all got a raise. And in exchange, they had to close a couple of schools
Yeah,
down.
no,
Yes.
I hear that.
That's the contract.
That's what they got.
Oh, yeah, where the kids are gonna go to school if they gonna cut two
Well, they'll
schools down?
combine the school.
No more.
Oh, combine that one school.
They'll
Right.
combine some schools. Yeah.
Okay, I didn't get the whole thing. Okay, all right,
You didn't get any of it.
I got rid of it.
Okay, moving
I'm
on.
gonna throw them in a lake.
That's right.
I'm gonna throw 'em in a lake.
All right. Well, that's a good thing because I was at work and I didn't hear that, so that's a good thing.
It's a great thing. It's
Yeah.
great that this.
Mhm.
Yeah,
the
about
schools
time.
kinda get- Well, and that goes with the whole big thing. I mean, we have tremendous amount of increases. I mean, let's face it. When you go shopping, it's expensive to go shopping now. Everything's more
Yeah.
It is
expensive.
very expensive.
And you got to pay for that. And the only way you pay for that is through your wages. And if you're not going to make it in the wages, you can't afford the food.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
the way you do it is you get a raise.
That's right,
Yeah,
and then,
Exactly. And sometimes, most times, they give you a raise of 2 or 3% on an
3%.
average, but then they raise your benefits
The cost.
that
of your
cost
business.
you
The
more.
cost of your business,
So
right.
really, what you're got your raise for comes back out in your benefits on the paycheck.
Yeah, they did.
Wow.
They did.
So
good
you
on us.
really, it's almost a wash.
Yeah, and when you have a school that sets the standard like that, now you have a standard that's being set for the Chicago metropolitan area. So other teachers are going to say, "Hey, we want what Chicago got. We want what Chicago got."
Mm-hmm.
I mean, ultimately, it pushes the price of everything up all across the board, which
Yeah.
is what we're fighting is the price going up. We had some pretty high inflation for a while.
Yeah.
I mean, here's the deal. This is the way I like to think about it. When we were in COVID, everything slowed down. The
Right.
economy slowed down. Everything
Yeah.
slowed down. So think of it like taking a rubber band and snapping it back and pulling it back and pulling it back and pulling it back. Because everything is slowing down. You're slowing it down. You're pulling it back, pulling it back, pulling
Yeah.
it back.
Yeah.
Then all of a sudden, everybody goes back to work. It's like letting it go. Snap.
That's a good
Good analogy.
metaphor.
So snap, everything went crazy, and poor Biden, he got accused. Oh my God, the interest rates everything is so expensive. Gas got so expensive because nobody was using gas. Now all of a sudden everybody's using gas. Oh my God, the cost of groceries got really expensive. Well, because people weren't going out and buying groceries because they couldn't afford it. Now all of a sudden people are buying groceries and not going to afford. I mean, we're crying out loud. We had years under the previous administration where there was nothing in the stores to buy. The shelves were completely empty. I mean, let's face it, over toilet paper, there was no toilet paper.
Yeah.
Right?
You couldn't buy toilet paper if you wanted it.
You couldn't buy hand sanitizer.
Hand sanitizer, that was another one. Couldn't buy hand sanitizer anywhere.
Yeah. Anything related to like alcohol, stuff to make hand sanitizer too. Yeah, that was like that was a big one.
It was big. It was tough.
Yeah.
It was tough for a while there. And then it just started to slow down and it started to get okay. And then all of a sudden, and that's where you're getting your big raises for people that are involved in automobiles. They got a big raise. They got a good raise.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
They got a good raise.
I know.
Making automobiles, and then because the union guys went on strike and got the good raise, all the non-union guys all of a sudden got a good raise because they wanted to leave and go to other guys' shops.
Right. Well, I would say in my industry, the biggest thing during COVID, and is leveled off now and is not an issue, was the microchips.
Microchips couldn't get them.
Yes.
We couldn't get them, and for the manufacturing that we do, and because everybody uses them, they use it in cars and they use it in, phones, and they use it in all different things. And so there was a monopoly on it, and then they can only make so many.
Because only one or two people were making them.
Yeah, only two manufacturers were making them. We were all getting them from the same two manufacturers. So then, it was, you get only this amount, and out of that amount, you have to divide it between all your customers. So, for the last 2 years there, it was very hard because
It was tough. And they were
I'm
using
the
them,
analyst, so I had to analyze who gets what and where.
and they were using the same chips in automobiles, which made automobiles scarce for
Yes,
a while there.
and made up the price of them go up too.
Yeah, because you couldn't get an automobile. You needed
Right,
to get that.
you needed so many.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why don't we talk about that right now?
No.
Just to step-
No, it's fine.
Huh.
So yeah, but now it's leveled out, and now we're using chips of other things, pine chips and coconut chips.
Boy.
I'm not on that team anymore, so I don't know exactly how that works. But
They use
I know they're
chips from pine and chips from coconut.
yeah, that's what we're using. So I don't know how it
That's
all works
interesting.
out. Yeah,
How they gonna work like that?
I don't know.
Understand.
I don't know. I told you I'm not on that team anymore. I do other parts now. So
You
but
could ever.
I just know
you,
that they do.
you could ever find out why, or you can't.
I could find out,
Yeah.
but yeah.
It's something.
They just,
Coconuts
they,
and-
we just get, I work for a credit card manufacturer.
She makes credit cards.
I make credit cards.
How cool
The
is that?
actual card, yeah.
Yeah.
Driver's license, credit cards,
Oh boy.
and gift cards. And then security cards, like the kind you swipe to get in the building.
Your
and then-
IDs.
ID.
So,
Since you talked about driver's licenses, I went to the DMV today.
yeah, how did that go today?
I don't know. I mean, it didn't seem very organized to me. I had to get an appointment before you even walked in the
Right,
door.
yeah, you
Oh.
can't get in the door now without an appointment.
And I tried for 3 days to get an appointment.
Yep.
Oh, they're not easy.
You got to call at 6:30 in the morning to get an appointment. So I'm calling at 6:30. I'm on hold till 7. No, all the appointments are taken.
Yeah, I just went online. and
Yeah,
booked it.
you went online and you had to book me way the hell up in Naperville.
It's not that far.
It's far enough. There's one right here in Joliet, and there's one in Morris.
They
Both
were.
of those are closer.
I'm telling you, they're booked till the 30th. You
But like
could
I
see
said-
it online where what dates were available.
Well, like I said, they were closer, but you couldn't get it, and I
Yeah.
couldn't. Yeah, so I was
Yeah.
trying to call up, and, because my driver's license is expiring on my birthday coming up.
Sunday.
Sunday,
The
Mike's
birthday boy.
birthday.
Yeah. And so,
Mhm.
but I had to get my driver's license renewed, and I couldn't
Yeah.
get in to get it done.
Yeah. Why can't you get in? What is the issue there?
I don't know. Just you gotta come in and get a.
No. What's going on there now that all these people all of a sudden are going to the DMV?
Oh, you're talking about the real ID?
Yes.
I don't know if that was the issue or
That
not.
is the issue. The
Yeah.
real ID deadline is May 1st, and everyone is trying to get in there
You get a real
before
ID.
then to get the real ID, even if you're not traveling. And it says right on the website, when I went on there today, it says, are you traveling in the next 30 days? If you hit no, then they said, you do not need a real ID. You just get a regular standard driver's license.
I don't know if
Oh.
those people were getting real IDs or regular standard driver's license, because I stood in a line to get my picture taken with a bunch of other people, and then I stood in another line to get the little part time the what do they call it, the temporary,
The
Uh-huh,
temporary.
and then they stood in a
right,
line
yeah.
to get
The
get the temporary after they made the temporary, and I had to stand in line to get into the place. So I mean, I was in and out in under an hour. So like, how much can I complain?
Yeah, you did
How
good.
much can I complain?
did
You
good.
did
It just
good.
didn't seem to be the most organized place in the whole wide world.
Well, no.
And there was a line outside the front
Yeah,
building,
I know.
standing outside to get into the building too. So I mean, I've seen
Yeah.
about 5 lines.
Welcome to the government.
Yeah, welcome to the
The
government.
DMV has never been notoriously known for being customer friendly.
Right.
How long did the line? Real long or short?
Yeah, he said outside the door wrapped around.
All the way
Wrapped
around the
but
building?
It was a line out front. There's probably about 30 people waiting to
Yeah,
get
but
in.
how long you wait to get in? Huh?
I was.
Wait,
I was.
what
you-
number? I
you
mean, where
missed-
you in the line?
You didn't hear me. I was in and out
In an
about
hour.
an hour.
Oh,
In
now
total. Yeah.
total.
About an hour total. So
With
I-
taking pictures
Yeah,
and you.
all of the lines combined, all of the
geez.
waiting took me about an hour to get in and out. So I mean, I'm complaining a little bit about being there for an hour, but like I said, it wasn't the most organized thing I've ever seen.
Yeah.
And boy, oh boy, there are some real winners. Some of the people in these places, you get in line and you're standing
Yeah.
behind this guy with dreadlocks, and he reeks of marijuana. I mean, I'm getting high standing next to him. He smells
Oh.
so bad. Then I get into the next line, and I stand in the next line, and there's this rather large woman, and she just stunk. She had body odor that would. I mean, it's like the odor's supposed to stay with the body. Why are you standing next to me? My eyes were tearing.
Oh, that
And everybody's on their
Yeah.
phones, not paying attention to anything, but they're playing on their phones while they're standing in line. It's like, hello, you're next. Go. Hello, put the phone down and let's go.
Yeah, I
I mean, I'll be
heard.
the first to say it. I like to play on my phones when I'm waiting, but these people were just.
Yeah.
Hmm.
No, I heard when before you go in the license plate, they got a sign there. You shut your phone off.
Yeah.
That's what I understand. When I go in there and get my ID, everything gotta be shut off. Now I
Oh
know
no,
how.
I went in and I sat and you could be on your phone.
Yeah, they don't have a problem with you being. The sign that I read said you don't have a problem with you being on a phone while you're standing in line or while you're sitting in one of the chairs waiting to be called. But when you're up in front of somebody and you're talking to another person, turn the damn phone off.
Yeah.
Now
Yes,
that's just common courtesy.
yes.
And what I
Yeah.
notice is a lot of people don't have that common courtesy.
No,
Yeah.
they don't.
I'm sorry, I'm here in front of you. I have a friend who's not with us anymore. And he
Uh-huh.
used to own a liquor store. And the guy was on the phone talking on the phone. He came up and he put a bottle on the countertop. And then the guy was like, "What?" And he says, "I'll wait." My friend says, "I'll wait." And he's like, "Wait for what?" He says, "Wait for you to finish your phone call." So he's continuing to talk on the phone, and he goes, "What's your problem?" to my friend.
No, I
And
don't
my
think
friend,
that right.
my
They
friend is
ignorant.
like, I'll wait till you finish your phone call."
Yeah.
I mean, it's ignorant and rude to be on the phone when you're trying to talk to a cash register. So turn the phone off.
Yeah, no, that wrong.
Personally, I think when people are in the grocery store, it's ignorant and rude to be talking on the phone while you're grocery shopping, unless you're like, "Honey, I'm looking, because I've called you at the grocery store.
Right.
I can't find exactly what you're looking for. Will this work? Will that work? Will
Yes.
this work? Okay,
Yes.
no problem. Then I hang up the phone
Yes.
and I go get in line. I'm not on the phone while I'm standing in line. I'm not on the phone while the cashier's running my money. I'm not on the phone while I'm paying for it. I'm not on the phone while the bagger's bagging it.
No,
Yeah,
no.
that's very good.
They're
But
very
a lot of
rude.
people aren't that
Yes,
way.
they don't care.
They're ignorant,
Yeah.
rude.
Rude.
It's like, hello, what is happening in front of you is much more important than what's going on in your telephone conversation.
Right.
And I can say this because I can hear you talking.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, you can hear the whole store can hear.
So that's what I ran into the DMV, and it was $30 to get my license renewed.
$30.
Yeah, which is why I wanted to get the
Oh,
real
the
ID
other, the real ID.
because there's $30 for that one too.
Oh,
So now if I want to get a real ID, it's going to cost me $60, or I could just bring my passport
oh, yeah.
when I go flying somewhere.
Yeah.
When I go flying,
Oh,
like a flight.
Yeah. There you go.
Mike is something else.
There you go.
Anyways, that was my experience at the DMV. Have you been to the DMV recently?
I was last summer, yeah.
Last summer, what was your
I got
experience?
in and got out.
You know,
I had my appointment, I went in, I got out.
Naperville was very busy.
Didn't take me long.
And Uncle Steve and I went to go get his. He doesn't
Oh,
have a driver's license.
no.
Right, just a state ID, and that was a nightmare.
Yeah, but
Yeah. Oh, the guy was so rude to
oh,
us.
him very rude.
They came back 3 times.
Yeah, 3 times we had to go back.
They wouldn't accept
They will not
his
accept that.
paperwork that he had, and
Well, I think the
he's
first
like, I
time,
don't drive, so.
the first time was pretty rude. We walked up and I
Yeah.
said, we need to get him a state ID. And he goes, is he not capable of speaking for himself?
And I didn't like that.
Yeah. And then
I
and
really
that's when
got
he said,
hot.
I need to get a state ID. And I said, I just did say that. So I'm looking at the guy. I did just say that.
Yeah.
I didn't say that to him, but I looked right at him. And he said word for word what I had just said.
Right,
And he goes, well, you need to get an appointment. And I said, well, the question was, did we need to get an appointment for a state ID? And he goes, is he again not capable of speaking for himself?
No, I think they're wrong. I should get him in trouble, but
I mean, the bottom line
No.
is we're not there to get a
They're
driver's
ignorant.
license. We're not there to get any of these things. We just wanted the state ID. And I didn't know if he needed, and he is technically a senior citizen, which means we don't need to get an appointment technically.
no.
mhm,
but-
So the guy was just ignorant. And
Him
rude.
ignorant.
Is ignorant. So he gave us a business card with a phone number. He says you need to call and you need to ask for a location here in Joliet, and I think that there are some available here in Joliet at this Joliet location. I'm like, okay. So we took it. We went to the car and we called from the car.
got an appointment,
We got an appointment,
and then walked back in.
and we walked back up.
Yeah.
And then we didn't have the papers that they wanted, so we need to make another appointment to bring the papers that they wanted. 'cause the
Yeah,
papers
and
we
then
had-
say we need some kind of bill. Well,
what got me is you
I
have
got my. They want my birth certificate and all that.
yeah,
I got everything, but they say I need a bill
to show
For-
your address,
address.
to show your address.
Right.
What got me?
And he
in
doesn't
don't
have any
understand it.
bills other than
I don't
he's
got
having
no
a
bills.
cell
I
phone.
got telephone.
He's got an ID. He's
Yeah.
holding it in his hand. He
I don't
just
understand.
wants to replace the existing ID. He
Yes.
provided all this information to get the ID that he has.
Right,
Why is this so difficult? We just want to get the ID replaced because it's expiring.
right.
Then the lady say I need another not ID, another bill.
Another
I
form of
got no
identification.
bill.
You needed to show your
I don't got no home.
proof
I
of
got a
resi-
condo.
and then show proof of residency
Oh.
is what they were hyping.
They're
Proof of
terrible.
residency.
That's
Yeah.
terrible.
And you had moved, which I got. So for me it would be just like here's the new address. Here's a
Right.
piece
Yeah.
of paper that has my new address on
Yeah.
it.
Right.
Why was this so difficult?
I don't know.
We had to go back 3 times, and then didn't Carl have to take him to Morris to get it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I gotta go
We
Morris.
went to a different
Yeah.
location.
Yeah,
We
Debbie
got it
took me.
there.
Debbie took me to Morris, and I went right in, no
Yeah.
problem.
Yeah.
Oh,
So-
I tell you, don't never go to Joliet.
No, they were very
was
ignorant.
Very ignorant. I'm
Yeah.
very
I have-
disappointed.
I have a lot of friends that work there, and they're not ignorant. Just
Oh,
this guy
I'm
at the
sorry.
door.
I
Yeah,
don't
the guy at
wanna
the
say
door.
that.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
guy at the door was.
The guy at the door was ignorante.
Yeah. Oh.
I'm gonna have to send this to my friend Erin to make sure she listens to this particular episode because we're
Yes.
talking about the DMV and she works there. And my buddy Jim Ward,
Yeah.
Oh, well, that one in Joliet?
they both
Oh.
work at the Joliet location.
Oh,
Yeah.
gee.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
No
we
more talking about DMV. What time
Wait.
we
We
at?
gotta wrap it up. So
Oh, we're
what
almost-
else we got?
Oh, keep talking about the DMV, and then we can put this stuff in another episode.
Okay, well then that's all we got.
That's all we got. We can wrap it up.
Okay.
All
But wait,
right.
are we gonna do another another
Episode.
expo? Yeah, I cannot.
Episode.
I have a hard
Next
time.
week. Next
Next
week.
week.
Okay,
Okay.
next week.
All right.
Okay.
Well, that's all I got. I gave my tip, which was the flowers. Otherwise, usually I give a tip at the end. Anything else?
Well, I wanted to talk a little bit about this, and we got a few minutes, right?
Couple minutes here.
Okay,
Yeah.
so I want to ask you, what is the closest star to Earth?
I don't know.
You don't know what the closest star to Earth is? I
No.
bet you.
I'm trying
It's
to figure
kind
out.
of a trick question.
Yeah.
Okay.
You got me in a fine.
Well, the closest star to Earth is the sun.
Oh,
The sun is a star.
Yeah.
It's not
okay.
we do not have a very big star. We do not have a very big sun, but we do have a sun that is a star. And technically that is the closest star to the planet Earth.
okay.
Yeah, that's right.
Our star, our sun, which can be called Terran or Sol, has 8 planets around it. Used to have 9. They got rid of Pluto. But
Pluto? Yeah.
now there are 400 billion stars in the Milky Way galaxy.
Okay.
If
Okay.
each one of those has 8 planets around it. Quick math on
Wait,
that.
let's see.
3.2 trillion planets.
Okay.
I'm
How
trying
many-
to figure out.
Yeah,
I don't know
mean-
where you're going with this.
I'm just going to say that
Yes.
if you think that the planet Earth is the only planet that's in the Goldilocks zone and we have intelligent life on it out there, just in our own galaxy, there is intelligent life also. It has to be. Mathematically, it's impossible that there isn't.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure. I understand.
I wish
what
I could
you're
meet one of
talking
those
about,
guys.
But I'm not sure what you actually talking.
You watch other shows and you see, you know, that they could be mean, and
Other shows,
I'm
yeah.
sure in real life there's ones that want to harm us or whatever.
If
like
they
I
wanted to
wouldn't
harm
wanna-
us, we wouldn't be here.
Well, I'm just saying. You meet
Yeah.
up with them, you don't.
You know, I mean, I don't know. There's a lot of TV shows that talk about this kind of stuff, but
Right.
when you're talking about 3 trillion stars, 3 trillion planets,
Mm-hmm.
it's difficult to put it into perspective, but there's an area around each star,
Yes.
and
Mhm.
that's called the Goldilocks zone.
Okay.
That's the area around the star where water is liquid.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
Mhm.
if you go too close to the sun, like Mercury
Mm-hmm.
and Venus, water is vapor. If you go too far away from the sun, water is ice.
Yes.
Okay.
Like
Okay.
Jupiter and Neptune and Uranus, the water is ice there. They're ice planets.
Okay.
So the
Okay.
Goldilocks zone is that small little area where water can exist, where water can exist in a liquid state. That's where the
Okay.
Earth is. The Earth is in the Goldilocks zone around our star. Every star has a Goldilocks zone.
Okay.
Some of them are smaller.
Yes.
Some of them are larger. Some of them are closer to the star because the star isn't this warm. Some of them are further away from the star because the star is very, very cold
Okay.
or very,
Okay.
very hot. But so in broadcasting this, if it gets out there to aliens in the great grand scheme of things, come and visit me. I'd love to meet you.
No. I'm like, where is he going with this? Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right.
Makes you think, doesn't it?
No, not me.
No, doesn't
but
make you think?
No, I
You know
don't
what I
think about that
Well,
stuff.
Steve loves
Yes.
the outer space.
See, I like space.
Yeah.
I know why I didn't get the question.
It wasn't
No, it
about
wasn't a
question.
question. He was just wanted you
Okay.
to think about it.
Think
Just
about it.
think
Yeah.
about it. Think about all those things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I
That's-
like space a lot. I should get it right away, but I couldn't get it.
Now that's my 2 cents, I guess.
Good.
Okay.
Hammer nailed it.
Hammering.
Okay.
Hopefully everybody thought about that when we were thinking about all those possible. And
Yeah.
that's just in the Milky Way.
Yeah.
I mean, let's face it. There's no way to count how many stars there actually are in the Milky Way. Nobody knows for sure.
Right.
But it's like I want to say I've seen as many as 400 billion stars just in the Milky Way. How do you count them? I don't know. When you look out into the sky, you don't even see 400 billion stars.
No.
Milky Way.
No.
Oh, that's something.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Okay, that's it. That's all I wanted to say. Thank you for joining us today.
Yeah.
Yes.
Thank you very much.
Hopefully you get the likelihood that you get to see an alien that's put on the stars. Okay. Good night,
Yeah,
everybody.
good
night.
night. Good night, everybody.
God bless.
God bless.
Watch out for those aliens.
Where's he going with that?
Yeah, I couldn't, I understand it, but I couldn't catch it.